Hi there, this is Mr. Jones, and I'd like to help you today with using the order of operations. Okay? Now, we want answers to algebraic expressions to have the same value for each person who does the problem, as long, of course, as they do the problem correctly. So we have to establish guidelines to follow. You'll notice in the example I've written out that 4 plus 2 times 3 minus 2. If you were doing the problem, you might look at that and say, I'm going to take 4 plus 2 first and get 6. Then I'm going to take 3 minus 2 and get 1, because 6 times 1 is easy, and that gives me an answer of 6. On the other hand, if I were doing the problem, I might look at it and say, hey, I'm going to do the multiplication first. 2 times 3 is 6. Then I'm going to add 4 to get 10, and lastly I'm going to subtract 2, but that gives me 8. And notice that those two things are not equal. So in order to avoid that situation, we need to establish guidelines to follow. All right? So here's the order that we want to all do the problems in. Number 1, perform any operations that are found inside grouping symbols, parentheses, for example. Then number 2, apply any powers or exponents. Number 3, multiply and divide, moving in order from left to right. And lastly, add and subtract in order, moving from left to right. Okay? Well, here's an example for us to do together. 5 squared minus 4 plus 6 divided by 2 plus 3. Okay, looking at the order of operations above, why don't you see if you can do the very first step, and then when you're ready, hit continue. Okay, well, notice the first step says above to do anything found in parentheses or in grouping symbols first. Well, I have 4 plus 6 in parentheses, so I need to add those first, and that gives me 10. So now I have 5 squared minus 10 divided by 2 plus 3. Okay? Well, if I look above, it says to apply powers. So in this problem, there is one power, and that's right here, 5 to the second. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is apply that exponent. 5 to the second is 25. So 25 minus 10 divided by 2 plus 3. Okay? All right, looking at this expression then, why don't you see if you can take the next step following the order given above, and when you're ready, hit continue. Okay, well, let's see. It says to multiply or divide moving from left to right, and it looks like there's only one division step. That's right here. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so now I have 25 minus 5 plus 3. Right, so I have eliminated the parentheses, I've eliminated the multiplication and division and the exponents. All that's left now is to add or subtract in order from left to right. So 25 minus 5 is 20, 20 plus 3 is 23, so that should be my final answer, and there it is. All right? That's not so difficult, but it is something that you need to learn and memorize so that you follow that order in each problem. Okay? Well, here's one for you to work out on your own. So I'll take a break. You see if you can work this one out, and then when you're finished or when you need help, hit continue, and we'll check together to make sure we both have the same results. All right? Okay, well, looking above or remembering from above, I need to first of all do what's inside the parentheses. So 3 plus 2 is 5. I'll do that first here. 5 minus 2 is 3, so I'll do that first on the right. Okay, so I've done the first step, simplified everything inside parentheses. Then I need to add or apply the exponents. Okay, so 6 times 5, that's going to remain the same. Nothing has happened here yet. Minus 3 times, well, 3 to the second power is 3 times 3, so that's 9. Okay, so inside parentheses, I've combined the terms. Then I've applied the exponent. Now I can multiply or divide working from left to right. So 6 times 5 is equal to 30. 3 times 9 is equal to 27. So I've done the multiplication steps involved, and last I'll do the subtraction. 30 minus 27 is 3. Okay? If you will learn the order of operations, memorize those steps that I gave you above, then each and every time we work on this problem, you and I will come up with the same answer. All right? So I wish you well.